Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Today's video, we are going to be continuing with the post-trade deadline rebuilds, and today we have the Sacramento Kings. So there's really no way to sugarcoat it. Over the past 15 plus years, the Kings have been one of the worst franchises in the NBA. They have not been in the playoffs since the 2005-2006 season, and this year they are 99% chance they're going to be back. They've already clinched a play-in spot. They currently sit at 45-29. That is the 3 seed in the West. Historically good offensive year. Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox have been tremendous. It's super exciting to see this team hopefully get back to the playoffs. And I think they could be pretty good. The one downside about this team right now is they're not great defensively, but that's what we're going to kind of be focusing on today as we go through these 3-4 seasons, what we got here today with the Kings. Before we do get into this video, if you guys are new around here, have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, stick around a while. And yeah, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. We've done all the rebuilds with the teams that aren't going to be in the playoffs. We're getting into some of the teams that are 100% going to be in the playoffs. Let me know which one of those you want me to do next down below in the comments section. Without further ado, man, let's go see if we can get the Kings a championship. There's a 99% plus chance that this is going to be a playoff team. They're going to avoid the play-in in all likelihood, but we can quickly go over the roster, talk about it a little bit before we do go through the rest of year one. So we have De'Aaron Fox at the point guard spot. Him, Sabonis, as I mentioned, have been an unbelievable duo this year for the Kings. They're two best players by far. It's been great seeing De'Aaron Fox play at such a high level. I've always said that I think he's one of the more disrespected players in the league just because he doesn't get enough credit for how good he's been over the past couple seasons. And yeah, man, he's finally getting some of the credit which he deserves, which is awesome to see. We have Davion Mitchell here as the backup point guard option. He progresses actually really well, so I'm going to hope to continue that progression. Now, he will most likely be coming off the bench the entirety of the video, but I'm still excited to have him here nonetheless. Delly, I actually had no idea he was even on this team until my Celtics played him like a week ago at this point, but crazy to see that he's still in the league, even though he's a 69 overall. But hey, NBA champion Matthew Dellavedova. We have Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk as our two shooting guard options here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I 100% need a shooting guard upgrade, but if it kind of comes to it, that may be our second weakest position in our starting five with, I hate to say it, the weakest probably being our small forward spot. I don't mind Harrison Barnes. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a bad player, but here in 2K, we're probably going to have to make an upgrade if we want to go out and win a championship. He's also an expiring contract. We have Terrence Davis and PJ Dozier as our two backup small forward options. We have Keegan Murray, who I don't think is getting enough credit for how well of a rookie season he's having. Been shooting the ball unbelievably well, especially from three-point land, 41% for a guy who's 6'8" as a power forward. It's awesome to see. We have Trey Lyles here as the backup power forward, and then the center spot, obviously, Domantas Sabonis. Came over and trade with the Indiana Pacers. They sent Halliburton out, which at the time, myself included, a lot of people thought was maybe not the best trade in the world. I was super high on Halliburton, still am. I think everybody is, but you know what I'm saying? Then we have some pretty good center depth here. Chimezi Metu, or Chimezi, I think that's how you pronounce it. Rashawn Holmes, and then Alex Len. So we have some decent backup options here. Obviously, all of them are not going to play, but we have, obviously, our guy here in Sabonis. Let's go ahead and set the rotation for the rest of year one. Really no surprises for how the lineup's going to look for the rest of year one here in Sacramento. This is a good team. We're already at 45 wins. Hoping to hit that 50 mark, maybe just really feel good about the season, but hey, I think Kings fans are probably feeling pretty good anyways. It's De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. Bench unit Malik Monk, Trey Lyles, Terrence Davis, Davion Mitchell, and Chimezi Metu. I like this team a lot. I'm hoping that, again, obviously, historically good offensive season. The defense has definitely got to step it up, especially come playoff time. Defense wins championships. We all know what they say. But I like this team a lot. Current 3 seed, hoping to stick around there. See you guys at the end of year one. We end up going 50-32, which is obviously awesome. Most likely stayed at that 3 seed here in the Western Conference. Nikola Jokic ends up winning his 3rd straight MVP. Ben Carroll, Rookie of the Year. Tyus Jones, 6th Man of the Year. Embiid wins Defensive Player of the Year. Trey Murphy, Most Improved. Mike Malone does take home Coach of the Year. Let's take a look at the stats in the standings, see how everything kind of shook up. We do stay here at the 3 seed. We're going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks here in the first round, who definitely might need a rebuild pretty soon. Let me know if you guys want to see one of those. Take a look over here at the East. The Celtics, Bucks, and Sixers kind of is your top 3. Really nothing too surprising there. Points per game were led by De'Aaron Fox, and it was Sabonis. Kevin Huerter, actually really solid season. Harrison Barnes, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray. I'm hoping we can develop him up to like mid to high 80 overalls by the end of this video. I think that would be tremendously important for the success of this team here. Let's see. We have Dallas here in the first round. As I mentioned, obviously an incredible backcourt, 2 incredible players with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Things are not going well in Dallas at this very moment. They have, at the time I'm recording this, lost back-to-back videos to the Charlotte Hornets. And yeah, they only get their first round pick this year if it falls in the top 10. So some big decisions are going to have to be made in Dallas. Let's end up seeing what happens here in the first round. We are currently down at 2-1 to the Mavericks. We go 2-2 with them. We go down 3-2. Okay, we're battling, going to game 7, and okay, we come back. We end up beating Dallas in the first round. Definitely a bit of a sweat, but I'll take it nonetheless. We have John Morant, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Triple J, and Steven Adams, along with the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies here in round 2. Let's see what ends up happening. I would say they're the better team. They definitely have the best player in the series, so let's see what ends up happening as we do take a 3-1 lead. And we're in the Western Conference Finals. And wow, the 5-seeded Pelicans, obviously I don't play with injuries on, so Zion is in, upset the 1-seeded Denver Nuggets. CJ, Josh Richardson, Ingram, Zion, Valanciunas. You know what this team looks like. Obviously, they're identical. You can't make any moves post-headline. Let's see what ends up happening. We are currently up 2-1 in this series. We go 2-2 with them right now, down 3-2. And we end up losing. And Jonas Valanciunas is your Western Conference Finals MVP. Tatum wins his second straight over there in the East. And the Pelicans go on to win in year 1. I haven't seen a Pelicans win in year 1 in months. I feel like they always used to be that annoying team that you would always end up, losing to and always be champions. And I feel like I haven't seen that a lot lately. But nonetheless, congrats to the Pelicans. They beat the Celtics. Celtics lose 2 straight finals. I would probably cry myself to sleep a whole lot. Let's take a look at the draft lottery. Obviously, we're not going to have a pick in the lottery after a 50-win season, but nonetheless, it's still pretty cool to see. It is the Hornets, the Blazers, the Rockets, the Pacers, and then the San Antonio Spurs. Let's head into staff signing. Mike Brown's not going anywhere. I think his ratings need to be touched up a little bit. For me, especially that offensive rating. I mean, it could just also be the team, but again, unbelievable offensive season here, but he's going to remain our head coach. Let's head up to the draft. See, do we have our first round pick this year? I'm not 100% on that. We do. It's at number 23, and then we have 6 and 24 in round 2. What do I want to do with this pick? I'm a little bit uncertain at the very moment, but I might come up with a big trade. Not sure if the Brooklyn Nets would even entertain something like this, but Mikal Bridges has been absolutely unbelievable since he arrived in Brooklyn, and I would love to have him on this team. Tremendous defense, obviously an Iron Man. The man's literally never missed a game, and I'd love to have him here. So we're going to see if we can maybe sweet talk Brooklyn into giving us their star player. I don't know if it's possible. It's probably not, but we're going to give it a try nonetheless. Are there any other players? Yeah, so everybody's expired. That's kind of the tricky part of trading kind of prior to the draft, is you run into issues with you kind of running out of players to trade, things to trade. I mean, I'll give you a first in 2027. I doubt they want. Oh, wow, they agreed to that. Okay. Welcome to the team, Mikal Bridges. Obviously, I could play him at the shooting guard spot. I can play him at the small forward spot. It doesn't really matter too much. We will not be drafting anybody this year. Let's head up to team player options where Mitchell's coming back. I'll bring back Kessler Edwards as well. He actually plays a little bit, or when he played my Celtics, he did. Nemias Queta does not need to come back. Queta, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. Let's hit free agency, see who we got here. Harrison Barnes, Terrence Davis, Metsu, and Queta's a free agent as well. Oh, that's qualifying. Even though I pulled the qualifying. I'm going to re-sign Harrison Barnes and then potentially pull off some sort of sign-and trade. Again, I don't have anything against Harrison Barnes. I think if we want to go out and potentially win a championship, we just really need to go out and solidify an upgrade there. Maybe somebody a little bit younger. So that's good. Trey Lyles also a free agent. He's definitely somebody I would like to get back. 78 overall backup power forward, especially considering we have Keegan Murray, who's only going to be going into his second season. So I'd like to maybe get Trey Lyles back. We're going to get Barnes back, though. We're going to get Davis, and we're going to get Metu back. Let's see, is the game going to let me sign Trey Lyles? It is. So it's going to let me give him a mid-level exception, which is actually great. We're going to bring him back on, what was it, a 2-year deal? A 2-year deal. We definitely need to go find a trade for either a new starting shooting guard or a small forward, and I will play Bridges at whichever one I don't trade for. Let's find that move. This may end up being maybe not such a good trade, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to send Harrison Barnes, Davion Mitchell, our 2026 first, and Terrence Davis over to Golden State. We're going to acquire an NBA champion proven small forward here in Andrew Wiggins, former number 1 overall selection. He's going to come in. He's going to hopefully be that kind of star. I don't want to say star, but he's going to come in. He's going to fit this team really well. And overall wise, we're getting an upgrade at our small forward spot. So Harrison Barnes going back to Golden State. Also on the Davion Mitchell trade, I know I mentioned a ton of good things about him, and I do like him a lot. He progresses super well. But ultimately, when we have a guy in De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell's never going to start. And I'm always going to prioritize getting my starting players. We also get Moses Moody back. So, Wiggins, welcome to the team. We're going to keep Bridges at the shooting guard spots. And, all we got to do at this point is figure out a new backup small forward. Well, could I maybe play Moses Moody there? He's 6'5". What ends up happening to his overall? Because I wouldn't mind playing him, getting some playing time. 74 overall, that's fine by me. He will end up being the backup here to Wiggins. I'm actually going to try to get a draft pick for Kessler Edwards because I, at the moment, really don't have any draft picks, and I don't really think there's a situation that plays out where Kessler Edwards ends up getting playing time here. So I do need to find myself a backup point guard. Oh, give me Jalen Noel. welcome to the team. We are all set. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2 here in Sacramento. We had a pretty productive offseason as we went ahead and acquired 2 new starters for this team here. We ended up adding Mikal Bridges and Andrew Wiggins to a team that was already really, really good. Obviously, it's great adding a defensive piece like Bridges on a team that definitely needed some defense. So here's how it's going to shake out. It's De'Aaron Fox, Mikal Bridges, Andrew Wiggins, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. The bench unit, Malik Monk, Jalen Noel, Trey Lyles, Chimzi Metu, and Moses Moody. He's up to a 76 overall. You love to see it. I'm liking the way this team's kind of looking right now. We made the Western Conference Finals last year. It's only up from here. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. We end up going 52-30 here at the end of our second season in Sacramento. I believe that's 2 games better than last year. Awesome to see. Luka Doncic averages a triple-double and wins MVP. Victor Wembanyama ended up going number 1 overall to Charlotte. He wins Rookie of the Year. Jordan Poole, 6th Man of the Year over there in Golden State. Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. Also wins Most Improved. And Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Atlanta Hawks, is your Coach of the Year. Let's take a full look at the standings. We finished as a 2 seed here with the Lakers taking the 1 seed over here in the West. You don't see that a lot in 2K. It's interesting. And Atlanta over there is the 1 seed in the East. Let's take a look at the stats on the year, see how everything ended up shaking out. De'Aaron Fox, Keegan Murray, tremendous second season here. Sabonis, Andrew Wiggins, Mikal Bridges, Malik Monk, Noel, Lyle, Metu, Moody. Take a look at rebounds led by Sabonis, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. Okay, that's going to the wrong conference. We end up having the Phoenix Suns here in the first round. Chris Paul's got to be about 45 at this point. Devin Booker, Jalen Wilson, KD, DeAndre Ayton, Jock Landale. Not my favorite first round matchup. I mean, anytime you see, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and Chris Paul, I say that, we sweep them, but still, point stands. The New Orleans Pelicans, the defending NBA champions who we lost to in the Western Conference Finals last year. We got them here in the West Semis this year. Not really too much change about their team. Zion is progressing unbelievably well. Another shocker, I know, and we're down 3-0. That's obviously not great. You don't love losing to the same team in back-to-back years. We're going to have a Lakers versus Hawks finals, but I think it's just another year of progression with this team. I really do. Trae Young in Atlanta goes on to win the finals in year 2, and we're going to head into our second out of 3 off seasons, and feeling good. We don't have a lot of draft picks with this team. I've basically traded every single future draft pick at this point. We might have a few more now that we picked up one in the Kessler Edwards deal. Wow, the Nuggets end up with wow. I didn't see what they were projected, but that's still pretty crazy. I'm going to give Mike Brown 1 more year. If we come up short again, or at least in my opinion come up short, I'll probably look for a new head coach, but as of now, I still think he's a good coach. We do have a second-round pick this year. It's at number 15. Like, what is this? These are the 2K trade. Look, I get it. You're moving up 1 spot, but it's still just a straight-up trade is just kind of, like, that's just 2K logic at its finest, I guess. Let's hit team player options right now. We're going to bring back Keegan Murray. Tremendous second season he just had. Moses Moody going to come back as well. Hopefully he can continue to develop, progress, and have it higher overall. Let's hit free agency here. Do we have Sabonis yet? Yes, we do. Obviously going to pay this man. Need to get him back we just need to get him back. Malik Monk, also a free agent. I don't know if it's going to let me bring him back, but I would definitely like to bring him back, and it doesn't look like it's going to, unfortunately. So we're going to obviously have to find a new backup shooting guard here, unless, no, he's not. He's not coming back. I mean, I can double check here just to make sure, but I doubt it. Malik Monk. Oh, wait. No, it is. It's going to let me bring back Malik Monk. All right, well, gotta love 2K logic. All right, so again, we don't really need to change much with this team. I'm still very comfortable with this team. Maybe I look for a new backup center because Metu is expiring. Just to glance, I mean, what are some of the options here? Well, I'm not loving these. I might take a draft pick and then just sign. Ooh, Jaden Hardy's here. If I wasn't able to sign Malik Monk, I'm doing that 10 times out of 10, but ultimately I was. So let me take a first-round pick here. It's actually a Brooklyn first-round pick. Could be valuable. We took Bridges from them. I don't know. And then in terms of backup centers here, no, let me give Mo Bamba a chance. Mo Bamba, former what? Was he how high of a pick was he? He was pretty high. He was the 6th overall pick. Wow. All right, that is not too bad. I like this team a lot. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3 here in Sacramento. We didn't really change a ton about this team in the offseason. Another year of progression is hopefully going to get us a little bit further. It sucks going from the Western Conference Finals in year 1 to the Western Conference Semifinals in year 2, losing to the same team ultimately. But hey, I'm feeling good. And if, again, I mentioned this prior to, the start of this season, if we're not feeling good about the state of the team come this offseason, if we don't go far enough, we're going to shake some things up, maybe new head coach, maybe a couple trades. We'll see. It's De'Aaron Fox, Mikal Bridges, Andrew Wiggins, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. I would think Murray's overall would be a little bit higher after a tremendous second season, but I guess not. Sabonis we re-signed as well, which is obviously awesome. The bench unit, we re-signed Malik Monk. Jalen Noel's here, Trey Lyles, Moses Moody, and Mo Bamba. I'll see you guys at the end of the 3rd season. We have an unbelievable 3rd season here in Sacramento. We go 64-18. Obviously, the 1 seed here in the Western Conference, and we're hoping for a very, very, very deep playoff push. LaMelo Ball wins MVP at the end of the 3rd season. A little bit surprising, but had an incredible year. DJ Wagner, Rookie of the Year. He ended up going number 10 overall in the draft. Devin Vassell, 6th Man of the Year. Evan Mobley wins his 2nd straight depoy. He had an incredible season. Amon Thompson, Most Improved. Mike Brown ends up taking home Coach of the Year. So, I'm feeling good, but I've been feeling good the past 2 seasons as well. We ultimately came up a little bit short, especially last year. And obviously the only thing, oh my, Keegan Murray has been incredible for us. He was our leading scorer, 0.2 points ahead of De'Aaron Fox, and it was Sabonis, Wiggins, Bridges, Monk, Noel, Lyles, Moody, and Mo Bamba. Rebounds led by Sabonis, and assists De'Aaron Fox. All right, who we got? It's going to be the Phoenix Suns again. We actually swept them last year. Not a ton changed about this team. They had to replace CP3 with Brandon Goodwin, so I'm hoping that means it gets a little bit easier, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that 40-year-old Chris Paul is an insane difference maker. But I guess Brandon Goodwin is, because it's 3-2 right now. We do end up winning in 6. Moving on to Houston, Scoot Henderson. Wow, Scoot Henderson and Jalen Green. That is an explosive backcourt. Added Kyle Kuzma as well, Jabari Smith Jr., Şengün. They added Fultz, Terry East. Holy depth. Okay. And that is Xavier Booker? Holy shit. This Houston team has an insane amount of depth, an insane amount of talent, and I'm pretty nervous right now. We're going to Game 7 here, and we end up winning. We're going to be taking on the 3-seeded OKC Thunder here in the Western Conference Finals. All right, it's a good young upcoming core. Ugh, man. All right, that's not great, obviously. Are we battling back a little bit? No. All right. Cavs going to win the finals. Jared Allen, finals MVP. It's time to officially move on from Mike Brown. I'm not going to sit here and say he's the problem, but we're going to have to change some things up. And, I'm going to start with probably one of the easiest things is firing your head coach. So, Mike Brown is going to be out the door. We're going to move on. We're going to go ahead and sign. Yeah, I'll probably get Jacob Underwood. I'm assuming the Nets are just going to block me from getting Stauffer, but I will try. Yep. Fucking assholes. All right, so let me just sign Jacob Underwood, who's going to come in here. I've obviously won championships with him before, and I'm excited to have him here. Let's head up to the draft now. See, do we have a first this year? We actually might. We do. We have our first and then 2 seconds here. I'm not going to use our first this year. Oh, goody. I'm not really getting offered anything. I hate trading late round picks this game. I don't need anything significant, so that's fine. All right, let's head up to team player options. Let's see what we got here. Keegan Murray, 100% coming back. He's been tremendous for us. I am going to qualify Moses Moody. I think he's a really solid backup small forward option. Then let's look at some free agents here. Trey Lyles, Moses Moody. I'm just going to qualify Moody, give him the qualifying offer. He's not going anywhere. It's the final year. And then Trey Lyles is still a very serviceable backup here. And Jalen Noel's a free agent as well. So that's something I definitely wouldn't mind. Going ahead, I could look for an upgrade, but I don't have a problem with Jalen Noel. I'd like to bring him back as well. I don't really think that there has been a depth issue on this team. I don't think there's a talent issue on this team. I don't really know what the problem was. I think we've upgraded our defense. This team's continued to progress. I mean, is it Wiggins maybe? I don't want to say it's Wiggins because it's not like he's playing terribly, but I mean, if I'm going to make an upgrade anywhere in the starting 5, it's probably there. So let me look. Nothing's 100% though. We're going to try to get Desmond Bane here from the Grizzlies. I don't know if Memphis is going to be willing to do this, especially considering they're one of our top rivals here in the Western Conference. But I'm also not going to sit here and say Andrew Wiggins is the reason that we're not winning championships. I just don't think that's true. But heading into a final year where we haven't won a championship in our best season so far, well, I guess it tied the Western Conference Finals. We did it once in the first season and last season. But I'd like to go out and get an upgrade because I want to go ahead, and I definitely want to win a championship here. That Brooklyn pick is valuable. Seriously? You're going to take this. It's the final year. I'll give up whatever picks necessary. It really does not matter. And they agreed to that. All right, so Bridges will slide to the small forward spot. Really not much changing there. And we're basically all set. I'm feeling pretty good about this team. We got an upgrade in my opinion. I'll see you guys at the start of the 4th and final year. We won 64 games last year and ended up coming short once again in the Western Conference playoffs. And we went out, we made an upgrade here. We added Desmond Bane to this team. I'm liking it a lot. I'm feeling good. If this team can't win a championship, I just don't know because there's an incredible amount of talent in here. We have the offensive guys. We have the defensive guys. We just got to go out and do it. It's De'Aaron Fox, Desmond Bane, Mikal Bridges, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. The bench unit, Malik Monk, Moses Moody, Jalen Noel, Trey Lyles, and Mo Bamba, who is pissy for some reason. I don't know. I'll see you guys at the end of the 4th and final year here in Sacramento. So we don't quite have another 64-win season, but we went 57-25, which I'm hoping is still good enough here for one spot in the Western Conference. It's the 2nd straight MVP for LaMelo Ball. Trey Johnson is your Rookie of the Year. Isaiah Collier, 6th man. Mobley wins his 3rd straight depoy. Mackenzie Mbako, Most Improved. And Mark that holy shit. Forgot about OKC. Yeah, they are going to be a problem here. So we take the 2 seed. It's not very often in my final season of a rebuild I'm a 2 seed, but today it happened. Keegan Murray is just unbelievable. De'Aaron Fox, Desmond Bane, Sabonis Sabonis, Malik Monk, Mikal Bridges. I feel like his scoring gets a little bit disrespected. I mean, again, I get it. There's a ton of scorers on this team, but just a little bit maybe. All right, so we have the Spurs here in round 1. Amon Thompson, Malachi Branham, Keldon Johnson, Sohan, and Onyeka Okongwu. I don't think there's any chance that the Spurs can beat us. We end up sweeping them. Moving on to Memphis here, we obviously went ahead and took Desmond Bane from them. They added MPJ and Miles Turner. We obviously gave them Wiggins to come off the bench. So, yeah, man, let's see what ends up happening here. Okay, we have still not lost a playoff game. I'm feeling pretty good. And wow, the 5-seeded Trailblazers upset the 1-seeded 68-win Oklahoma City Thunder. Did they just make our lives a little bit easier over there in Portland? Brandon Miller's in 91. Brandon Miller had a tough March Madness. All right, well, we've still yet to lose a playoff game. Why can't this happen every other year? I just don't get it. And we're going to be taking on the Charlotte Hornets and LaMelo Ball, 2-time MVP. It's funny to see, 4 years down the line, we have two of, arguably the worst franchises over the past, decade plus here meeting up in a finals. LaMelo, Killian Hayes, Hater Central MVP Killian Hayes, Larry Markkinen, Kingus Pingus, holy fucking height. Oh my God. All right, well, that definitely scares me a little bit. Are we not going to... We don't lose a single game in the playoffs. In this, I don't know. I'm not going to complain because we won a championship. I don't know how often this happens that I haven't lost a game in a in a playoff series, but you know what? Or an entire playoff run, but you know what? When this game blesses me, I don't really question it. I had a ton of fun with this one though, man. It's awesome to see the Kings playing at such a high level this year. It's been truly entertaining to watch the times I have been able to catch their games. And yeah, I'm excited to see them come playoff time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one as well. As always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comment section. You guys are new around here, subscribe to the channel, join the community. We'd love to have you. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.